Last time on Pokemon FireRed, we defeated the Elite Four. Unfortunately, we weren't the only ones. So here's Hideki Oak. As always, he is a jerk.
Okay, so there had to be a champion before, otherwise what is this room?
It's a storage closet. They stuck him in it because they didn't like him.
Well, I guess we were talking between recordings, and I guess this could be the theory that they just have a league challenge every year or something.
Alright, so Hideki's got his own really cool theme for the final battle. So, his first Pokemon will always be Pidgeot, Aerial Ace, Feather Dance, Scent Attack, and Whirlwind. As always, Eevee Mame. Huge help. Thank you. Thank you for being you, Eevee Mame. Unfortunately, I wasn't kidding. Every trainer in the Indigo Plateau's got items.
Oh, Sand Attack.
It is for the best, though, that he uses them on Pidgeot, because Pidgeot is nothing before me.
Yeah. So as long as you don't get a critical hit, you can probably burn through all those full restores right here.
Accuracy reduction, maybe not great, but Eevee Mame keeps on trucking. Can't stop him. Alright, so he's only got one more fairly weak Pokemon, the rest are terrifying, like Rhydon! Dear God, Rhydon! Level 59, Takedown, Rock Tomb, Scary Face, and, oh, I don't know, Earthquake! Earthquake will kill you. So yeah, my best chance against Rhydon is pretty much Surf. And that wasn't even a crit, which, good, because if that didn't take down Rhydon, it probably would have just Earthquake Turtle Mizu out of the fight. He's already on to using his starter, Venusaur. Solar Beam, Synthesis, Growth, and Sunny Day. So, Sunny Day's pretty effective on this team because he's also got that Arcanine. I should mention Rhydon's also a staple for his entire team. If he's using Charizard, that Charizard's got Fire Blast, Aerial Ace, Fire Spin, and his Blastoise would have Hydro Pump, Rain Dance, Skull Bash, and Bite. So, yeah, pretty good synergy with that Sunny Day. I feel like, honestly, I don't want to say it's a canon team, but, you know, it's a pretty well thought out one. I also think that Hideki having Gyarados really makes sense for the fact that he was able to defeat Lance. Because Gyarados might be really weak to electricity, but it's actually pretty good at using Dragon-type moves. Because it's water flying, so it doesn't get stab-type bonuses, but it also isn't super effective when it gets hit by Dragon-type moves.
Yeah.
Speaking of Gyarados, here he is now. Eevee Mame has this in the bag, so I guess I'll talk about, we'll go for his Arcanine. Or wait, no, not Arcanine, Executor. So his Executor's got Giga Drain, Egg Bomb, Sleep Powder, Light Screen. Probably the least interesting of his variable Pokemon, I guess. And Eevee Mame, as always, is too strong.
You mentioned canon teams. In Let's Go, the Blue has a Charizard.
Alright.
And he uses the Charizard lineup that you described.
And here's another staple of his team, Alakazam. Gonna take him out with Psychic Strats. See how you like it. So Alakazam has Psychic, Future Sight, Recover, Reflect. Future Sight, of course. Even if you take down Alakazam, he might still just throw you off a cliff with Future Sight. There's a reason Alakazam is his second to last Pokemon and not his last Pokemon. Oh dear. So not a great turn. And now for Mira to just tank Psychics, which could be doing a better job, but hey, you know, 16 levels under. Not bad for such a high level difference. Unfortunately, bad timing. And there goes Mira.
You fought valiantly.
So provided the game doesn't screw me over with a 2-turn sleep, I should be fine. Ish. Thank you, Fire Blast, for being very powerful. And man, that is some good attack. Alright, so, Arcanine, his final Pokemon. Save the best for last, I see. So, level 61, kinda strong. Also, his highest level of like his variable type Pokemon actually changes per team. On his Bulbasaur, or on his Charizard team rather, his Gyarados is his strongest non-Charizard. And on the Blastoise team, Executor is second only to Blastoise himself. On the bright side, even if Venusaur had used Sunny Day, it would have worn off by now, so got that going for us. What we don't have going for us, though, is extreme speed. Arcanine has that. Arcanine's using it a lot. It really hurts.
But at least it's raining now.
Yeah, so that will weaken Arcanine's fire attacks that it's not using. But more importantly, it will power up water-type attacks, which we kind of need, because, oh boy, Turtle Misu is one of my strongest, and that's still nothing in comparison to a level 61 Arcanine.
I think Candy could stand a decent chance right now.
Arcanine would then switch to Bite.
Ah.
And that's a knockout. Thank you, Rain Dance. And to think we doubted its ability.
Champion.
And for once, he actually acknowledges his loss. Neat!
You beat me at my best. Now prepare to handle me at my worst.
Just kidding, that's me all the time. Darn it, you're the new Pokemon League champion. And hey, we get a nice remix of the Pallet Town theme as Oak comes in. He didn't even make it in time to see his own grandson as the reigning champion. Hey Hideki, 5 minutes of fame isn't supposed to be so literal, you know.
Fuck!
Hideki, I know Victory Road is pretty long, but like, come on. You couldn't have lasted a little longer? You over-leveled like every single one of her Pokemon. Hideki, you really have to be careful of that quad weakness. Gyarados does not like lightning.
I noticed you can see the walls in this room. I think in Gen 1 you couldn't, and that led to all sorts of theories of like, if you get Oak to leave you alone, you can walk around in this room and see the walls, and they have things hidden there.
Oh my god, it's Mew! See him? He's right over there, behind the pillar. He's peeking out. And so, we're now in the Hall of Fame. Look at my boys! Hell yeah, the top 3, and then the rest. Mira, you did a surprisingly good job. Candy, you did tank a Hyper Beam. I thank you for that. The rest was kind of disappointing. And that's the end of Pokemon FireRed. Hideki, as always, is an ass.
Just runs away crying.
Alright, so, quick thoughts. Let's see. I will say, I used to think that Gen 3 was like a good baseline for like starting in Pokemon, and it's still okay, but man, Gen 3 is definitely looking a little dated nowadays. It's got a whole lot of little things, and also physical special split. Man, it's a shame that was a generation off, because a lot of moves needed to be physical when they were special, or vice versa.
When it comes to Pokemon, Game Freak is incredibly good at remakes. So if you want to play a typing version, just go with whatever the most recent remake is.
Which at the time of originally recording this, was before Let's Go. Though also I have no way to record the Switch, so that would have been an option anyway, but still.
Let's Go is a little controversial maybe, but it was the most fun I'd had playing Pokemon in years, so I would recommend it highly.
It would also be, you know, a nice breather. But that being said, you know, even if Gen 3 is a little aged, this game does a whole lot to improve upon the original, which I think that's worthwhile, because the original's the original, you know? A lot of people have fond memories of it, and it's a pretty solid game with some good ideas amongst some questionable decisions or some oversights, but it's worthwhile, and I'm glad they made playing Kanto a little better than it would have been if you had to stick to the original. Looks a lot nicer, sounds a lot nicer. Again, while some oversights stayed in, they certainly did fix a lot. They could have used to maybe change some types around instead of just, like, changing some moves to Dark type.
Another thing that Let's Go was able to improve on, only because of Alolan forms. If that didn't become a thing, Let's Go would not have fixed that.
But yeah, Kanto itself is pretty good. It's probably the generation of Pokemon everybody remembers whether they want to or not because it's so prevalent, but
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good. That being said, there are a whole lot of orbs.
Mm-hmm.
So many orbs, so that's that for for designs, but there's still good ones. A lot of beloved ones. Meta-type stuff, you know, that's not super clean, even in Gen 3, but never will be. There's 100 Pokemon. Balance is near impossible. You can't perfect it.
Yeah, whenever I want to, like, limit Pokemon species, I usually limit it to the Gen 1s. Not because I, prefer them, just because they're the most cohesive group of Pokemon in a gen.
Yeah, they're cohesive, everybody remembers them.
The only other gen to be entirely standalone the way Gen 1 was Gen 5. And I do like Gen 5, but it seems weird to limit things to Gen 5, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, that's it for Pokemon FireRed for the time being. Next time, though, we begin the post-game. And if you know Pokemon, the post-game is more than just, a few hours or so.
Mm-hmm.